Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante, with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Rudolf Brante. So, we are getting deeper into chapter 3. Now the part that lays in front of us is called The Girl from Our Past. I wonder if it's Sophia. It is early morning. You have been awake since sunrise, studying. There is a knock at the door. Is it a letter from home? Or a hotel servant? You open the door and freeze, stunned. It is Sophia. Hello, Brante. Before you stand Sophia, the girl who used to live next door. She is all grown up now. She looks so different, but you would always recognize those blue eyes, no matter what. You gesture for her to come in. Sophia enters the room, glances around, and sits in an armchair. You eye the girl you used to know as you sit across from her. But the young woman you see now has little in common with the girl you used to know. There is cold steel in the way she looks at things. Her hair is cut short. But what is she doing here? Sophia, I can explain. I've been living in Interna for a long time now. Ever since I ran from Anisot. I heard the other day that you'd left for Capital to get into the college, so I found you, and here I am. You ask how Sophia learned about your arrival and where you are staying, but she answers your questions with an enigmatic smile. We'll get to that later. Right now, I want to see how much you've changed since we last saw each other. As for me, I've changed a lot. I'm a whole different person now. You look away as you recall your previous encounters, back when Sophia ran away from her Archean masters. Sophia chuckles as she continues. Actually, how... Acceleration +2 with her. Father Ulrich. Priest. Would you like to know what happened next? I traveled through the entire empire, all alone. I had nothing. My journey ended only when I reached this place, the capital, with all its important people and events. This is the heart of the empire. It's a place where I can make a difference. I've made friends here, found people I can truly call my family. I've even gotten an education of sorts, and I have a purpose now. I fight against injustice. I fight against the laws. I fight those who treat our lives like mud on the pavement. So I guess she's from, I forgot, the Ruthless? I think the Ruthless was the name. And no, I'm not afraid to tell you that. I came to you for a good reason. I need help. I know you. I have faith in your good heart. And besides, this is also about the Imperial College you want to enroll in. There is a scholar there by the name of Bartholomew Dextra. He teaches natural sciences at the college. Dexter is an old man, but he's quite progressive. He'll stop at nothing to advance science and acquire new knowledge. As you know, only second-generation nobles or above are allowed to teach in the college. But Dexter, he is a commoner. He forged his patent of nobility to get a position at the college. But the secret chancellery recently learned of this. Dexter is about to face true death for this forgery. But how is the justice? A man wants to teach people, and for this they're going to take all his lives. They're going to punish him for the crime of being born in the wrong estate. It's evil and obscene, and I will not stand for it. Dextra deserves to be rescued. Well, this is a morally very ambiguous thing. Now, he basically forged his entire life to get into that position, so he should be punished, but I agree that killing him is not like... he broke the rules technically, like if you... I don't have a good example, but... Yeah, well, okay. But I don't want to put anyone in danger, so I need your help. You're from a rich family, you're almost a noble. If you help me get a Dexter out of the city, nobody will suspect anything. No one will know, and the scholar will live on to continue his research elsewhere, far away from the secret chancellery. Will you help me? You feel perplexed by Sophia's sudden request. She's asking you to break imperial law, and undermine the work of the secret chancellery to save the scholar. Rescuing Dexter would be an adventure, but it would also be incredibly dangerous. And besides, Dexter is a fake noble. He resorted to lies and deceit to get his current position. How much does this matter to you? Sophia's blue eyes are studying, waiting for your reply. Assuage your guilt. You turned Sophia over to Otten. If you help her now, it will make up for what you did to her. Oh, okay. I had no idea. Okay, so then I guess this entire conversation would be a bit different, right? I mean, she should be trusting us right now. Yeah, trusting. Your heroic act gave Sophia a faint glimmer of hope. Oh, okay. Help her. Sophia is not merciless. Refuse. There is no way you are going to rescue some false noble. He's getting his just desserts. No, let's help her. We already chose her as our ally a long time ago. You promised to help Sophia. Bartholomew Dexter does not deserve this. That is true. He has to leave the capital. Well, I believe he deserves to be punished for what he did. This is definitely way over the top. She can count on you. Sophia, I knew I could count on you. Then we must act at once. There is no time to waste. Dexter is to be arrested tomorrow. Here's his address. Go there as soon as the sun sets. No one will suspect you. Dexter often tutors young men for the college entrance exams. Tell him the owl sent you. Use the back door to get out. A carriage will drive up to the backyard. The driver will hoot like an owl. He'll take you to the south gate. If the guards stop the carriage, just talk your way out of it. Once you're outside the city, Dexter will ride away in a different carriage. You'll go back the way you came. I'll meet you in Majesty Square. You nod to her words, and your hands start to shake. You are about to go against the secret chancellery. You are going to help someone escape punishment. To defy your own lot like this, it's unthinkable. When the sun sets, you leave the lodging house and walk quickly, glancing over your shoulder repeatedly. Bartholomew Dexter's house must be somewhere around here. Yeah, I guess we don't really care about the lots. As a noble, we want to be a noble to stop the injustice. That was always our goal, since our grandfather crushed our skull, I would guess. You find the place. A genteel old man opens the door. His face is covered in wrinkles, his shoulders are stooped, and yet his eyes are sharp and lively. Bartholomew Dexter looks at you for a moment, then asks why you have paid him a visit. You tell him you want to enroll to the college and are looking for a tutor. Dexter nods and invites you inside. Once you make sure nobody else can see or hear you, you whisper to the scholar about the real reason for your visit. The secret chancellor will be coming for him tomorrow, and he has to leave now to escape through death. Dexter freezes, then turns to you. How do you know about him and the secret chancellery? You tell him that the owl sent you and has provided for his escape. As for the secret chancellery, they want him for forging a patent of nobility. The moment you utter Sophia's name, the lecturer calms down and starts packing for the journey. You watch him distractedly and notice that he lives in a rather austere fashion. It does not take him long to pack. You hear the quiet clacking of hoofs in the yard. Carefully, you and Dexter proceed to the backyard of the building. You see a carriage there. The driver hoots quietly. You get in. The carriage rolls down the road. There is tense silence in the closed-off space inside the carriage. The scholar wrings his hands anxiously. Now I'm wondering if someone is going to stop us. Through the carriage windows, you see the massive city gate passing by. Oh, okay. You are almost outside the city, but then a loud voice reaches you. Halt! The driver obediently halts the carriage. 2 city gendarmes approach you. You leave the carriage to face the gendarmes before they can get a peek inside the carriage. They look you over and ask you where you are going so late at night. You tell them you are the son of a judge in Magra, here to enroll to the college, and right now you wish to visit the estate of a newfound friend. To convince them further, you mention the name of a noble son you had become friendly with. The gendarmes release the carriage and wish you a pleasant trip. You drive along the high road until you encounter a peasant wagon. Dexter will take it to seek refuge far away from the capital. Before the two of you part ways, he pats you on the shoulder and tells you that you have done a true and brave deed. You return to the city without incident. You find Sophia in Majesty Square as agreed, sitting on a bench by a streetlight, reading a book of some sort. She closes the book when she sees you and offers you her hand. So, did everything go according to plan? You nod. Sophia. Then we've earned ourselves a bit of free time. Let's go. You set off on a walk through the maze of narrow back streets. Finally, you have some time for questions. What happened to Sophia over the last 2 years? She was just a girl before, a servant. How is she now a revolutionary? Sophia just smiles sadly. Sophia. You've seen what I can do. I'm not just a girl. The Inquisition caught up with me when I ran away from Anizo. I ended up in the House of Humility, a dreadful place. I got coward. Did you know how it feels to lose your free will? Losing everything that makes you you. She unclasps the tall shirt collar that had been hiding her neck all this time, and you see the round mark from the anti-magic collar. They say a scar like this will remain even after a lesser death, but I got lucky. Patriarch Unius Diamond saved me. Diamond took me and the other mages from the House of Humility and removed our collars. He made me one of his attendants. He taught me that there are no laws. He told me that I'm like this, not because I'm a freak, but because it's my nature. He told me I can find a path to the twins like anyone else in the world. And then I was taken. I got out on my own. I found my own lot. To protect the common people from the noble yoke. To help others who are as unlucky as I am. To fight for a different world. A world where everybody has equal rights. A world where mages don't get robbed of their will just because of one aspect of their birth. A world where the nobles no longer tread upon the commoners. Yes, this is our dream, but we are still so far away from it. But I will keep moving towards it, and I'll stop at nothing. A strange, distorted expression appears on Sophia's face, but she quickly returns to normal. You keep walking until you are at your lodging house again. For a moment, you just stand there looking at each other. Then suddenly, Sophia embraces you. For a moment, she remains still in your arms and whispers, "You should join my cause. If we work together, one day we'll become a force to be reckoned with. I know you came here to find your way, but I'll never believe you really want to bind yourself to the other people's laws and desires for the rest of your life. The path I walk is dangerous. It's almost hopeless, but it's worth living for. Think about it. Goodbye." Then she withdraws just as quickly and disappears in the dark streets of Eterna. You make your way back to your room, exhausted by the events of the day. Was this really just a single day in your life? So, relations with Sophia has increased by 1. We got +1 scheming, so now we are a conspirator. And our valor increased by +1, seasoned warriors. Your capabilities as a warrior, your strength in battles and duels, it affects your ability to fight and command troops. Most important to the judge. Most important to the conspirator. Wait, what are the other skills that we have?
I will never forget that day. For it was then that I chose the path I would walk for the rest of my life.
Okay, I was not expecting that. A cutscene from nowhere. Diplomacy. Most important to the judge. Okay. So these two, yeah, we are definitely going with the judge. Inquisitor theology and eloquence. And conspirator. Okay, so this is obvious where we're going. So wait, let's continue. The free lots. There are only a few days until the Imperial College entrance exam. History, law, theology. You spend all day reading and rereading the books you brought with you, staying in the library of Eterna for hours, sometimes until it closes. As the day of the exam approaches, your hands start shaking more and more, and finally the day comes. A clear sky hangs over Eterna today. The breeze is warm. You dress in your best outfit, a grey jacket and velvet culotte trousers. I guess this is pronounced different to a culotte trousers? Not sure. You comb your hair carefully and polish your boots until they shine. You leave the lodging house and head for the Imperial College. Your legs grow heavier with each step. Your anxiety at the fact your fate will be decided today is virtually tearing you apart. The college is a majestic building that looks not unlike a castle. In the square in front of it, you can already see several dozen people, young men, sons of nobles of the mantle like you, waiting for the college's door to open. Time slows to a crawl. At last, the doors open. A stately man dressed in a professor's mantle appears at the entrance. He is the dean of the college. The students-to-be fall silent as the dean gets ready to deliver his welcoming speech. But the silence is interrupted by heavy footsteps and a clanking armor. A squadron of warriors emerge near the college, led by Arcanian officers. Their banner bears an image of golden grains. The noble militia of Monia province. What are they doing here? Monia? That's here, yeah, that's the separate one, the best protected one. The nobles of Monia form a circle around the college, each warrior moving quietly and precisely until a chain is formed. One of the Arcanians is clad in an old-fashioned suit of armor. He's the leader of the militia. He locks the bar on the massive doors of the college into place, then proceeds to stairs to address the crowd loudly. Aegarius Monroe. Commoners, before you stands Aegarius of the Monroe dynasty, Archduke of Monia. Aren't these the guys that want to abolish the ability for the commoners to become nobles? By my will, the college is hereby closed, and today's entrance exam is cancelled. Your lowly origins make you unfit for the great honor of rendering service to the Empire, a right that ought to be available. A right that, that's probably ought to be. Okay, a right that ought to be, there's a typo here, to be available only to the hereditary nobles of the sword. The college's reputation has been tarnished. It breeds mock nobles who bear not a trace of noble blood. You belong to the Lilly estate, but have forgotten your place. Cornelius Tempest and other traitors to the Empire are indulging you and defacing the institution of nobility for their lowly interest, and noble lot for those of lowly birth. How can this be? I will not stand for this disintegration of the Imperial Order. Now turn away from the college this instant, and return to the humble trades of your ancestors. Plow your fields, mend your boots, and work and suffer by your lot. If any of you dares to set foot upon these stairs, you will be killed at once. The students to be meet this speech with a stunned silence. The crowd in the square is growing, however. The news of the Monia noble militia and the college's closing spreads through the streets like wildfire. More humans join the crowd. College students, commoners, officials who work hard to be ennobled. Unrest grows around you. You hear people calling to rush Archduke Monroe's forces to take control of the college and defend your right to become noble. The Emperor himself gave us the right. We have to fight for it. Wouldn't there be why? This is a militia that's not even supposed to be here. Why are the city guards? Where's the local army? This is a decisive moment for you all. The old gentry has challenged you. Will you accept this challenge? In the face of this shameful, illegal act by the Archduke's forces, you may prove that all of you deserve the noble lot. You will need to break through the cordon, get inside the college, and take control of it. The nobles will never dare hurt you if your presence is strong enough. If you are ready to risk it all and fight for your right to nobility, you will have to lead the charge. People keep coming to the square in the meantime, including students and teachers from the Divine Seminary. The lot of the clergy is to guide others to the right path. When the estates clash, the priests are bound to intervene. The seminary teachers instruct their students to form a line between the noble militia and the outraged crowd. The priests begin telling the warrior nobles and the riotous commoners to return to the preordained divine order lest they provoke the wrath of the gods. The wrath of the gods. As the priests utter these words, the crowd around you disappears. A vision appears before your eyes. The empire is ablaze. You see burning lands, steeped with pain and despair everywhere you look, rivers overflowing to extinguish the burning world. You can tell that soul scorched by such fire will never bear fruit again. The gods given vision demand to be heard, demands to be prophesied to the world, but only a priest may speak to the twins and for the twins. Will you keep it inside, or will you step onto the path the twins have revealed to you? Somebody shoves you in the back, and you snap out of the vision. You turn around to see a small but decisive troop of commoners moving quickly through the crowd. They are led by Sophia. As soon as she sees you, she signals for them to stop. So you're here too, going to rush to college, are you? Can't you see it already? The laws cannot be trusted. They gave you the right to study here just to throw you a bone. When the going gets tough, your masters will take it all away. It's time for you to decide. We are the ruthless, and we are not putting up with the system any longer. We will fight for a new world. Are you coming with us, or are you going to submit to them? There are students and professors locked inside the college. Who knows how long one rogue will maintain the siege? And what if they start slaughtering people? Neither group of nobles will care what happens to them. We're going to go inside and pull them out. Come with us if you're ready to take control of your own destiny. The tension in the square is palpable, and the situation is about to implode. Students, commoners, nobles of the mantle, followers of the new faith, all of them are gathering their forces to move on the wall of soldiers. They expect the nobles to let them through en masse. Surely they won't start a massacre. The ruthless, led by Sophia, prepared to break through the siege to rescue the people in the college, and all the while the priests preach peace to both sides of the conflict. The college is your only way into the nobility. Only you can fight for your new lot and fulfill your new duty to your family. You could organize an offensive strong enough to get into the college and thus seize your lawful right, a true nobleman. Yet the reviewing about the wrath of the gods still pulses in your mind. Once revealed, this vision will take you on a different path. Standing with the priests and preaching what you have just seen, warning all of the dire danger of the path of warring estates, bringing the twins' word to the people and guiding them to salvation. Could this be your new lot? Sophia and the Ruthless, they expect you to join their struggle. They are waiting for you to cast off the old ways and the eternal yoke of subservience. If you choose this path, you will not change your lot, and your suffering will continue. But your suffering might just change this world. This is the moment. Your future life will be decided here and now. Yep, well, we barely can preach the revelation, but we can break the cordon into the college, which we are going to. You get to work. Recalling the books on military tactics you used to study as a boy, you call out to the students and children of nobles around you and assume command. They hear you and they listen. You stand together in close formation and march towards the weakest link in the line of nobles, more people joining you along the way. A veritable phalanx of young men, armed with nothing but determination against the noblemen's swords. The noble militia readies their steel. The arcane officer in command of this section halts you and orders you to turn back. You step forward and give him your reply. These people are here to study at the college, as the emperor himself has decreed. You have every right to fulfill the imperial law, and any nobles who dare to intervene will be defying Uther Tempest II himself. Your plan works. The officer hesitates when confronted with the words and your vigor. The officer hesitates when confronted with your words and your vigor. The noble militia is no longer ready to use their swords. This is your chance. You command your forces to focus their advantage in numbers for a singular push, and the militia line breaks. You reach the college gates. More people start running for the breach. The nobles get their bearings quickly, enough to restore the line, but your phalanx is already inside. You waste no time and begin barricading the gate. The students who were stuck inside the college run towards you. You quickly tell them your plan. Block all the doors and windows with whatever comes to hand before Monroe forces can get in. If they do get in, only twins know what they will do. One by one, all the entrances are swiftly barricaded. The riot outside the college has calmed for a moment, it seems. Through an open window, you hear Monroe giving orders to his militia. The Archduke is forming a strong perimeter outside the college, ready for a proper siege. Students and professors of the college go to the balcony to negotiate. You are among them. Aegis Monroe. Surrender and leave this building. I am not here to kill or execute you. No loyal subjects will die by my hand. Archduke of Monia, the most powerful lord in the Empire. The humans boo and jeer at Monroe's proposal. The demon himself appears on the balcony. The imperial family established the college, he claims, and he cannot defy orders given by the great Arcanian Tempest dynasty. And so the college remains besieged. The noble militia stands in a circle around the building, but there are no preparations for an assault. The outrage in the square continues. You remain in control of the college for the entire day and the following night, but at sunrise the Emperor's herald arrives in the square. He brings news. The Emperor is delighted to see Archduke Monroe in the capital, yet he demands that the noble militia of Monia vacate the square and allow classes to begin at the college. The besieged college celebrates the news. This is the work of Cornelius Tempest, Great Chancellor, the Emperor's brother. He managed to convince the Emperor to order Monroe to withdraw. Even the Archduke of Monia, the most powerful noble lord in all the Empire, cannot disobey a direct order from the Emperor. Still, the college would have never held out for an entire day without your phalanx determination and your daring plan. You, the people of the common estate, have secured your right to study and earn the noble lot. The college is open again, and the entrance exam will take place in a few days. You are nervous at all this time. All the lessons at home, the books, the schooling, your own noble actions, all that work and effort has finally reached its culmination. The procedure for appointing a provincial overseer, the 5 great Arcanian dynasties, the property rights of all estates, you answer all these questions with ease. Hours pass, and the dean of the college reads the names of the new students to the young men gathered at the college steps. Your name is among the first. He praises what you did in defense of the college. People like you are the Empire's future, Sir Brante, he says. Sunlight fills the college square. It feels so soft and soothing here in Eterna, not as harsh as it gets in Anzut. You watch the pillars shine in the sky as you walk down the steps of the college. You are a Brante, the third judge in the family, the man who will soon join the family's noble blood tide. You have seized your right to achieve the nobleman's lot. You should write to your father now. He will be so proud of you. Path of the Nobleman. Event has happened. Like your father and grandfather, you enroll in the Imperial College, hoping to become a judge and a nobleman of the mantle. Bonds of Friendship. Okay, the episode has gone long enough, and I really feel like this is a good place to end it for today. I've recorded like 6 episodes in a row. So in the next session, when I'm gonna continue recording, we're gonna see what bonds of friendship bring to us. I hope that we can keep Thomas at such good relations. I mean, we are now becoming chapter outcome, so we can now see that the path of nobleman is for us. There is still the possibility of true death, which we, might. Actually, there was one death somewhere there already. Or we either accepted it or died twice during this one. That's interesting. I can't remember if there was any other option somewhere that would bring me death. Or maybe when I was fighting the people in the ruins in personal life. Actually, let's check it here. Okay. So we get everything with the except the nobleman's sacrament. In chapter 2, we didn't get the glorious secret. Ingenuity above 4. Okay. In Chapter 3, we have got the Path of the Nobleman. Chapter 5 and Chapter 4 are locked. Okay, well, I still think that we're starting at a very good point. Thomas +3, Sophia +3, Augustine +1, Octavia 0, Jean 0. I wonder if we're gonna see her again. Dorius -1 and Father Ulrich 0. I guess some of these, like Jean and Father Ulrich, would meet with us more if we were choosing the priest. Sophia and Thomas will be most important if you, at least I guess, stick with the common lot. August and Octavia might be the key people that you will eventually get if you go with the noble lot. But we're gonna see. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you are enjoying the playthrough. I know that this is not what I usually do, and I can see that in the views and comments, but I'd appreciate any feedback from you to the Let's Play. Are you enjoying it? Do you agree with my choices? Are you happy to watch this? Please let me know. Any comment would be appreciated. And I'll see you next time with more suffering, I guess. More life and suffering of Sir Brante. Till then, you guys take care.